And then out of nowhere,
Correct.
you get Jason Bateman, okay, who, for the most part, I think, has done a decent job of keeping himself out of the political lane until he launched this aptly named show, Smartless, in which he's got two other celeb partners, and they talk about Hollywood and they interview their Hollywood buddies. And I don't listen to Smartless, but it seems clear to me that they're liberals, which fine, no one cares. You can be a liberal. Being a stupid liberal who says inane things about the country and about Trump supporters, now we're going to talk. Now you're going to make it onto the Megyn Kelly Show, and Charlie Kirk is going to have some thoughts on you. And this is what he said. He went on Nicolle Wallace's podcast called The Best People. It's called The Best People. And so she puts him on, and listen to what this guy, who the whole country, not just lefties, righties, Trump supporters, and others, made a multimillionaire, made a household name. Listen to the arrogance of this guy.
Do you ever see a day, and I know this is kind of a third rail for politics, but at what point, if ever, do you think this story would change from reporting on the outrageousness of Trump and his actions, his decisions, his words, and instead move to the people that have voted for him twice? And I know that goes back to the whole story of deplorables, and like as soon as that happened, everyone just backed off and don't ever talk bad about, America and the 80 million. So, but he's never changed. He's always been the same. He didn't do a 180 and dupe everybody when he got to the White House. It's the people that have put him there and then put him there again that really deserve a great deal of responsibility and a talking to. I'm sorry. And I say that with love.
A talking to.
It's everything we've been talking about. They either don't believe the bad things, they think Democrats are worse, they found something they really didn't like about Biden and then Harris.
They deserve a talking to because they are the problem, the Trump voters, Charlie.
Hey, shut up, Marty Bird. That's all I have to say. I mean, it's just if you understand the Ozark reference. I mean, look, so first of all, Nicolle Wallace is totally insufferable. Like, who would voluntarily spend time listening to her podcast? We'll see if it succeeds. I have my doubts. But look, what Bateman is getting at, though, is a condemnation of America, which kind of connects with our immigration topic. They hate the country. And a country is made up of its people. And he has like this belief that if you were to go into a diner in Midland, Texas, he has contempt for those people. People that go to church, people that own guns, people that actually make the country work. And it is the pomposity that is embedded. And it's nothing really new. We've seen this over the last couple of years. But instead of trying to seek to understand why they're losing the country, to seek to understand why people are voting for President Trump, no, they'll keep on attacking them as deplorables or clingers, or as Joe Biden called them, garbage, if you remember that right before the election. And
it was my Halloween costume that year.
It was, and when President Trump wore the garbage outfit in Wisconsin, it was one of the more legendary moments. And here's where again, I'm not here to give Democrats political advice, but if you say this, then you're part of the problem. Quote, everyone I know hates Donald Trump, you're part of the problem. If everybody you know hates the current president who won a popular vote majority and an electoral vote landslide, you are incapable of understanding the country, especially if you are a journalist, especially if you're a journalist.
Charlie, but what about the fact that, like, to me, he's just like Michelle Obama. Like, we made you rich beyond your wildest imagination. This country gave you so much in riches and rewards and let you do the thing that you love so much, to act for money. That's something a lot of people would do for free. Gavin Newsom and who's the other one? What's her name? We're like amazing actors, Maxine Waters in their little bits. They're doing it practically for free. But Jason Bateman, from his time on Little House on the Prairie to Ozark and everything in between, has received nothing but love from, yes, the right half of this country, who never gave two shits about his politics and whether he shared theirs or understood them. And what is their reward? Once he gets to the so-called top, he feels the need to take a massive dump all over them. It's so offensive. It's so out of touch. It's so ungrateful.
Yeah, and again, it's just there's so many elements and wrinkles to this. Just to reiterate it further, the country cannot continue. Yeah, when the country cannot continue if the cultural and political and media elites just don't even seek to understand the half of the country that is falling away from them. And what is so interesting is that almost every single Trump supporter knows people that voted for Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. But a lot of Kamala Harris voters don't know anybody that voted for Donald Trump. And I encourage people to run that test. I guarantee you that, and if you sever a relationship with someone who voted for Donald Trump, you're a bad person. If you are going to sever a relationship based on politics, there's something deeply wrong with you. You're sick, especially, Megyn, the worst part of my job. And I travel the country all the time. I have an amazing job, super blessed to speak across the country. The worst part of my job is moms that come up to me and they say, I can't see my grandkids because my son says I'm a Trump supporter, so I'm cut off from seeing my grandkids. It's happening all the time, Megyn, that people are holding their grandkids hostage based on political views. And you could extrapolate that in any possible way imaginable. And so I'm not even sure how we're going to heal this. We have to just push through it. And one side note on Michelle Obama, can we just note how overrated she is? And like all the hype around Michelle Obama, she's going to run for office. And she's just, I don't want to get into the aesthetics of all of it, but the presentation of her podcast is terrible. She's just whining all the time and she's complaining. Right, again, I'm not trying to look at people's looks. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying the whole aura of it, to use a Gen Z term, is terrible. It's negative. It's just kind of her lamenting. And then there's problems with her daughters and all that. I don't want to get into that. But we built up on the right. Michelle Obama is going to be the hardest person ever to run against. And her book sold so many copies. And my goodness, you want to talk about the most overrated political hype of a generation? It would go to Michelle Obama. Anyway, that's just a side note that's been on my mind for a while.
I'm happy to make fun of her look. It's very strange. It was Benny Johnson who dubbed that one hairstyle the Stegosaurus.
I'm not getting into that.
She had 3 bumps on the back, Stegosaurus. It's very strange. Speaking of Michelle Obama and her podcast and Democrats who diminish Republican voters as a bunch of know-nothings or villains in Jason Bateman's case. By the way, I'm on Team Justine Bateman. She's the best Bateman. Here is Michelle Obama, within the past week or so, I've been trying to get to this soundbite for a couple of days now, on Trump voters, female voters in particular. This is a woman who's supposed to understand America and the women of America, and she supports other women. She's a feminist hero. Here she is.
Can't wait to hear this.
This is why I implore the men in the world who have women that they say they care about, daughters that they are raising, that this is their issue too. I mean, for men to sit on their hands over this issue and trade out women's health for a tax break or whatever it is a sad statement about that man's level of value of the women in their lives. And there are a lot of men who have, they have big shares at their tables. There are a lot of women who vote the way their man is going to vote. It happened in this election.
Got it. Republican women are too dumb to make up their own minds about President Trump. They did it because they're men. Told them to after that ridiculous, remember that ad the Democrats ran with Julia Roberts voiceover where the women
I remember.
secretly,
it's our little secret. Yep,
yeah, this is what they think of Republican women.
That. Of course. I mean, look, first of all, just like the embedded kind of just implied chauvinism that all of our relationships in the Trump world are like we tell our wives exactly what to do. It's like, okay, no, we all have agency, okay? Secondly, I just have to comment on this. She's really lost a step. Just embedded in her language is like she's really let Donald Trump break her. I mean, she used to have, don't you agree? She used to present a lot better and with like more zest and more energy and more intensity. It's like this Michelle Obama just looks broken. She's kind of doing the wine mom thing, and she's just kind of like, I'm just kind of meandering through life. Anyway, I'm not upset about
populated
it.
like every 30 seconds with, what about me? No one asks about
totally,
me.
Exactly. Or and Megyn, I know you'll take this in good stride, but she's like, we black women need to complain more. Yeah, that's the problem with black women is not enough complaining. She said that like a couple weeks ago. I mean, look, I'll put that aside. People can, that's definitely the problem in the black community, right? Not enough complaining. But anyway, to her
she's doing more than her fair share.
Oh yes, no, she's at her complaining quotient. But I guess she's talking about abortion there as if like, women's health. But let me just be clear. Not a single Trump voting male in the world is ever going to be won over by complaining Michelle Obama. Just to make sure we're all keeping score here, right? There's not a welder right now in Des Moines, Iowa that's like, you're right, I'm going to go vote for the Democrat Party because Michelle Obama makes such a great case and a great point. But what an insult as Michelle Obama is silent on the stealing of women's championships from men, as if there's just like one issue that we have to hyper focus on. And the Democrat Party tried that this last November and it failed. As it turns out that there is a lot more issues than that one that Michelle Obama wants us to hyper fixate on.
This administration is working very hard to try and fix this country. But while they're focused on fixing the country, they can't fix your personal finances. That's really up to you. And that's why thousands of Americans are turning to Birch Gold. In the past 12 months, the value of gold has risen by 30%. Think about that. How's your stock market investment doing? Has it gone up 30%? Have you made 30% on your money? And demand is strong and it's growing. While reports are that the BRICS nations are actively working to challenge the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. That's not great. In other uncertain times, gold has offered peace of mind. And in these uncertain times, it does the same. Birch Gold makes it incredibly easy to convert your existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA backed by physical gold. Or if you prefer, you can buy gold to store in your own home safe. Just text MK to the number 989898, and Birch Gold will send you a free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, only useful information. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, take control of protecting your savings today. Text MK to the number 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.